AlanCoxShow.com for all the other important stuff. Use the keyword karting if you want to get all the details on joining us for the Alan Cox Show High Voltage Indoor Karting Challenge, which is going to be going on out in Medina on Saturday, November the 23rd. I'm going to start putting people on my team, the Cox Rockets, today at 4:20, and then all this week we'll do Bill's the Cartiac Kids next week, and then Poundcake's Squeals on Wheels the week after. Mary returns tomorrow from her a road trip to the Pacific Northwest, and I think she's gone into the week again too. Is she or no?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Can't keep track.
Hard to keep track.
She's out there. She's out there doing it.
Yeah, she'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Our buddy Ryan Dalton is back in town.
Oh.
He's doing some shows coming up, so he's escaping
Sexy
L.A.
Ryan Dalton?
Sexy Ryan Dalton.
Ooh, I like
Uncle
it.
Party.
Yeah.
Is coming back.
He's
on
daddy
Halloween.
Party now, though. He's got his hair back. He's all thin and buff.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, he's a daddy, not an uncle.
So he'll be here on Thursday, escaping the wildfires.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good time to visit.
who else is coming up? Daylight saving time ends on Sunday. And, yeah, we got some people coming by over the next few weeks.
Is Tom coming through? Papa.
Tom Papa will be here, yes. I'm only bummed because we're going to be on vacation when Attell is back in town.
Yeah.
He's doing December the 20th. Or he's doing that weekend.
Yeah, I'll be
before Christmas at home.
I'll be working with him that weekend.
Okay. One of our Pittsburgh bureau chiefs, by the way, checking in. Millie's Ice Cream, which is essentially like Mitchell's is here. Mm-hmm. Millie's in Pittsburgh. They were advertising a sinkhole Sunday special by noon. Ooh. After this bus went down. 2 scoops of ice cream, a sinkhole ring of homemade whip, and a stranded bus of a crispy waffle cone. Oh, it's the best.
Hey, you got to market well you can.
Yes. Somebody said...
Gotta go iron's hot.
I don't know who said it, but they said never let a good crisis go to waste. So you get right on it. You don't have to... In the old days, you would have to print up a flyer or a billboard or something. Now you put it on Facebook. Hey, everybody, we got the Sinkhole Sunday special by noon. Right there in the back of that sinkhole. Alan, the Pittsburgh sinkhole sounds like there should be a name of a sex move.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
Friday night, gave a girl a Pittsburgh sinkhole. She was walking funny the rest of the weekend.
She really was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's when you have 2 people sit in the back, and then one person sits in the front. And you try to rock the thing out.
Ugh.
Try to rock it out. Yeah.
It's not an amateur move.
Alan, a lot of the fires would be avoidable out there. They won't let people thin out the forest and clear brush the way it needs to be. Yeah, there's a lot of, as far as California goes, there is a lot of disagreement over how they should approach stuff like that.
What do you mean clear the brush? Like all the stuff that's falling from the trees?
Well, there's a lot of mismanagement in the forests. They won't allow them to just cut anything. And I assume that, again, I'm not a firefighter, so I don't know how that whole thing works. But part of it is the Parks Department, part of it is the U.S. Forestry, part of it is... Yeah, I don't know. I
don't know how you come back from this. Like, after your whole little neighborhood's burned down, your gated community's burned down, you can't just build a new house right away. It's not going to be up in like a year, and it's not going to be like it was. Like, are those places that, like where people were living in Malibu still just as exclusive as they were before the fire?
Well, again, this fire that they're talking about now, it's
going to bring property value down.
Going through Pacific Palisades, and listen, rich people are always going to want to live near the ocean.
Yes, but you don't have to live near California.
What's that?
You don't have to live near California.
Well, I'm talking about people that live in California. I mean, if your house burns down in Malibu, you're not going to move to New York.
Or Oregon or Seattle. Like, you can just go up the coast.
Yeah, but if you're an actor, you got to be in town. I mean,
if you're a successful actor, you can fly in whenever you want and then fly out.
Yeah, you could do that.
I mean, you're spending the same amount of money for.
I'm just saying,
the house burned down.
What I'm saying is the places in this country that will be entirely unaffected by some kind of climate change are going to be very few and far between. What do they say? You got to go to Sault Ste. Marie. up in Michigan.
Yeah,
that's going to
it.
be the last place affected by all this crazy weather in the United States. I think Cleveland is probably the kind of city that people will...
We'll be okay for a while.
We'll be
but
okay for a
eventually,
bit.
I mean, just the fact that it's still, like 60 degrees today, that's not regular.
I remember years ago, I was trick-or-treating in the snow.
Oh, I feel like...
I remember that.
Well, it's supposed to rain this Halloween. This Thursday is
gonna
supposed to rain all day.
But
yeah,
rain is fine. I remember it was
Yeah,
snow.
rain sucks too. You got to wear a coat or a raincoat. Yeah, but what you in the snow, you'd have to put your coat on over your costume.
I know,
sucked.
that was always the worst.
It sucked.
Would be skiers because that's all we could do.
Well, no, I remember
I remember a couple of Halloweens where it was so cold that we had to wear like our winter jackets and winter hats, and so my mom was just like, you're skiers, go get your candy.
Well, I remember I stepped on a little bit of slush, and it was almost like a cartoon. I flipped up in the air, and all my candy
All your candy went flying out?
poured right on top of me, and everybody was laughing at me. And I'm like, all right,
Just fell right out of your little bucket.
I was like, I'm a failed trapeze act. That's my costume, because I had like all the worst type of slush all over me, like the dirt. Like it wasn't the clean snow; it was like tires have been in it.
Sure.
So it's just ugh.
You're the
All the
lost
salt.
Wallenda.
Huh?
Nothing. Alan, it's a real shame you won't be able to screw up Dave Attell's name 3 appearances in a row. Yeah, that's true. I will miss that. Dave Chappelle, by the way, he got the Mark Twain Prize for comedy
I thought he already got it.
last night. I did too.
Or maybe they announced it and he finally
Just presented
got
with
it.
it.
Yeah, they had the whole to-do last night. This will air on PBS first week of January. There's a real who's who, boy. They said the honoree doesn't normally speak at the beginning of the evening. Usually they come out at the end and say something, but Chappelle kind of opened the show with a little speech from the stage. Neil Brennan, Sarah Silverman, Tiffany Haddish, a lot of people. Aziz.
Timpani Haddish.
Timpani Haddish was there.
I'm telling you, that's a great drag name.
Well, write it down.
Well, I don't need it. I wish a bitch would live forever.
No, not for yourself, but you might have a friend that's like, oh, I need a drag name. Give him Timpani Haddish.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a little freebie.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So Chappelle getting recognized by I think the Kennedy Center does this. The Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I think, was the last person to get it. They do this every year, and they give them, obviously, to titans of comedy. Tina Fey, I think, has gotten one. Julia last year. Steve Martin has gotten them in the past.
Let me check my email, see if I ever got one of those. Can't remember.
Someone
said I was the funniest ever, right?
Yeah. Bobby Kelly and Bert Kreischer
That's right.
said.
I didn't get an award for it, just to mention.
Comedy is getting big. It's huge right now. And you go into these towns and like Cleveland. I go to Cleveland and the comics there are so fucking great. So I do a one-nighter there and they jump on the show. But they also help put together the show. Like Bill Squire.
Bill Squire's amazing.
One of the funniest fucking guys ever.
One of the funniest guys ever.
Bill
According
Squire's
to-
amazing.
Amazing, one of the funniest guys ever. So, listen, if there is any kind of track that can lead you to the Mark Twain Prize for comedy, I think you're on it.
I
You're
sure
clearly
hope so.
on it. Yeah.
It's the only award I want. Not an awards guy, but I want that one.
Tell you what, not to pull the curtain too far back, but boy, if you were ever to be a fly in the Alan Cox Show office and would hear Bill constantly harping about the Mark Twain Prize for comedy.
Give me that award! It's my turn. It's my time!
That's right.
I have hundreds of people that have listened to me on YouTube.
Listen, sooner or later they're going to run out of people like Dave Chappelle. They're going to run out of titans of comedy. And that's when it's going to be Bill Squire's time to shine.
When they're out of everybody
Well, when they're out of super high profile people.
That's right.
Jon Stewart, I don't know if he's ever gotten one. He was there at the Chappelle thing. He spoke. And Chappelle is, he's become a magnet for controversy every time he does stand up. Not in the Louis C.K. vein, of course. But, Chappelle is a very, very thoughtful guy. And he goes to the mat for anyone who is trying to perform comedy as a true art form. He's like, I got friends who are comedians, who were flat out racists. But I appreciate the way that they go about their art. He's like, afterwards we can go have a beer and we can hash things out and whatever. It's not necessarily an easy living, but it's worth everything that I've been through, he says. And this award belongs to all of us.
Well, then let me have a turn.
Let Bill Squire have a turn.
Let me put in my apartment for a couple of weeks.
Hashtag Bill Squire Kennedy Center.
That's right.
There you go. So that will air on PBS the beginning of January. Alan, my kids are playing some sort of weird Alan Cox Show game with their dolls in the other room. And my daughter's Hello Kitty just told Barbie, Bill Squire is really weird.
Not wrong at all.
Does Hello Kitty know that Bill Squire is also one of the funniest guys ever?
Bill Squire's really weird.
Really weird.
An Alan-
overheard from the other room.
An Alan Cox Show game. I wonder what the game is.
Well, you just heard
like
it. There's
doing fantasy,
Hello Kitty and Barbie are chatting Bill Squire up.
Now, what doll are they using as Bill Squire?
Don't know. Well, I feel
more about this.
In this scenario, it sounds like the two of them are having a conversation about a third individual, that third individual being you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, I'd rather be weird than, I don't know. There's got to be a saying about that, right?
No.
You just came up with it. I'd rather be weird than I don't know. Doesn't get any
Give me that
weirder
Mark
than-
Twain Award. I got brilliant gems like that. I'd rather be weird than I don't know.
Someone etched that into a brass plate before it's stolen. Alan, imagine the aroma of 6 terrible towels dislodged from underneath those bus seats and sliding down the aisle towards you.
What do you mean terrible towels?
Yoy and double yoy! Terrible towels, what Steeler fans whip in the air.
If that was a sports reference, I didn't know. Okay.
There you go.
He's got a different idea of what a terrible towel is.
Yeah, it's just all in a day's work, so I wouldn't call it a terrible towel.
Now that's what they call it. Terrible towel. Alan, did you see those girls flash their boobs at the World Series?
I saw it on Twitter.
I was looking for it, but I saw the girls have been featured prominently in the Christie's Instagram hotties in the past. Yeah. I've seen them both pop up before.
And they are featured in this edition of Christie's Instagram hotties. And if you go to AlanCoxShow.com, there's a link, because I can't put the video at AlanCoxShow.com, but there's a link to the video of them flashing.
Okay.
So if you click that,
so are the girls,
you can see them.
Are the girls going to get fined for that, or does the network get fined for that?
No, it says they got banned.
Oh, wow.
That they were, I don't know how
they're kicked out of the stadium.
That.
They can't come back. But what if they start banging one of the players? Then they're going to let them back in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's how you get back in. Oh, yeah? You banned me for these?
Yeah, they're pretty cute girls, too.
I just
some good boobies.
Saw Jose Altuve with his shirt off. Boy, was his wife mad. Was that before or after the president got booed by the entire stadium?
I think that was after. This was in the 7th inning, so I think that was around the 5th.
The boobs were in the 7th inning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 7th inning flash. I think this is a better tradition than the stretch.
The 7th inning flash?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you never wanted to see Harry Carey do it.
I would be honored. That'd be great.
I saw Harry Carey's jugs when I was 8 years old, and I never recovered from it. Trump said he'd go to Game 5 of the World Series if there was going to be a Game 5. There was.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed him on the big screen. And the crowd there, not surprisingly, not huge fans. This was in Washington, yeah? Yeah.
It's the World Series. The President and First Lady of the United States, Donald J. Trump and Melania Trump, are here at the game tonight.
Apparently Bruce Springsteen was there and they were all chanting Bruce. Boo Bruce!
That sounds nasty.
Lock him up. Yeah, well, there you go. What a hero's welcome.
Were they talking about a player trying to get Scherzer locked up for a nice long-term contract?
Yeah, lock him up so we don't lose him. And then all these people whining that it was un-American for these people to do that, and
Wah.
more. I know.
Wah.
I mean, my fellow liberals, when are you gonna learn, man? When are you going to learn?
Bigger problems to deal with.
Not even that. Just what's more American than using your First Amendment right? First of all, every president gets booed when they show up at a ball game, all right? Not to that extent, of course, but you're not going to have a president there where some portion of the audience isn't booing him.
But it's in his
That's right.
town. Like, he's
Well,
supposed
it's not his town.
Not his town.
He lives there.
That's
Yeah.
why they're booing.
Now we see these potholes.
Once you get
sinkholes.
out
The mayor.
Doesn't matter.
Once you get out of Huntsville, Alabama, that's the reception he gets. Once all the rubes are out of the way. Lock her up was un-American for Hillary Clinton because she hadn't done anything wrong. Trump is an admitted criminal. So yeah, lock him. He is. He's individual one in a series of felonies. So why would you not ridicule a president who's that guy?
I don't even
Who's
think
an admitted criminal.
it doesn't even bother him though. That's why I'm like, what's the point?
Oh, did you see his face, though? You could see his face turn when he realized what was happening.
Yeah.
He did that thing where, like, you can always tell where he's uncomfortable because he does that, like, sucking teeth through his air, sucking air through his teeth thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, all these people on cable news, like, oh, well, you have to respect the office of the president. Oh, come
Who doesn't
on,
respect
man.
the office of the president? Shut up.
Right.
Why? If you don't care, I don't care.
What were we always told in school? You got to earn respect. That's what we were always told in school.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean.
just saying.
Now, if he had Melania flash the cameras, different story.
now
different story.
Okay,
Yeah.
no booze there. The hottest first lady ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at those yabos on the first lady.
Look at those jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey!
Show your yabos. Show your yabos. I guess Regis is out there. I don't know.
It is very Regis.
Yeah.
Hey, see the Yabos?
Oh my God. So yeah, he didn't exactly get a. And this is on the heels too of. I guess there was an umpire who got in trouble because he's a big Trump guy.
Oh yeah, he said
he sent out a pretty crazy tweet.
if Trump was impeached, that he would.
He's like, I'm going to buy an AR-15
he said something like
today
that.
because if Trump's impeached, there's going to be a civil war, and I want to be ready.
That's what he said. Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Civil,
Not exactly. word
Civil
for word.
War, CIVAL. So another genius here. But he's like a 20-year veteran umpire for the Major League Baseball, and he apparently didn't realize that maybe you might not want to publicly put that on your social media.
He posted it and deleted it like that.
Of course.
Yeah. I think
Because people will respond immediately to
Right,
you. It's
yeah.
not like he got smart into
Screenshot
He didn't
it.
rethink it. Everybody blew him up on Twitter.
no, but it was up for less than like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think that's something you should get fired for. People are like, fire him. I'm like, well, you have to fire the guy for that. I mean, what? He's a dope. But, you know, you don't get fired for being stupid. But
Does he call a tight strike zone?
that's all you need.
That's all.
Does he call balls and strikes properly? Yeah, that's right. That's all. That's his job. But, yeah, maybe don't put that out on Twitter. He has since, of course, deactivated his Twitter account.
Also, why do you have a Twitter if you're an umpire?
Everybody's got a Twitter.
I know, but
Everybody.
But if you're an umpire, no one's gonna say to you, "Hey, you did a great job as an umpire today. I thought you called a great game." No, if people are finding you on Twitter, they are there to talk crap.
Yeah,
to you.
well, this is clearly a guy who just likes getting in people's faces, too. So, I mean, that's not a guy who's going to worry about people dragging him on Twitter. Because everybody who wants to have a platform now has one. Used to be you had to earn your platform. Now, whatever.
14 followers. Let me tell you how basic everyone is.
Right, but I'm sure this guy had followers, too. I'm more curious as to who follows an umpire on Twitter.
He's verified and
Yes.
everything. Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to miss anything this guy says. They called him a passionate I love that. Well, he's passionate
He's very
in his
passionate,
beliefs.
yeah.
I'm going to go buy a gun. He's very passionate about shooting people. And
if he was a real American, he'd already have an AR-15. That's what I'm saying. How come you're waiting so long? If you love America so much, you would already have an AR-15. You wouldn't need to go buy an AR-15.
That's right.
Phony. You're
Bill-
a liar. You're a phony.
That's right. I'm a real American because I always have my firearms at the ready. Anytime I need it. If he gets out of line, I got one for him.
I didn't deserve that.
No, you didn't. But
But you
sometimes
took it.
I have to make an example out of you to get my point across.
And speaking of points, don't forget to go to AlanCoxShow.com and check out the Instagram models that
Christie's
flash the
Instagram hotties? There you
Christie's
go.
I
Instagram
found
hotties and the models that flash the cameras at the World Series
Yep.
last
I found the
night.
clip on Twitter. I tagged you both in it.
Yeah, dude, I have it posted at AlanCoxShow.com. That's where we're trying to get people
Yes.
to go. Dummy.
Good size, nice yabos.
Good size, nice llama.
I already said I saw
He said
the
it to
clip.
us.
Yeah.
He doesn't listen to when we're
I know,
talking.
I know.
He doesn't listen. If I say pound cake, his ears perk up.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking, he's not listening.
What about Poundcake?
Yeah, see? Like, I found it. I sent it to you. Yeah, we're just talking about it.
I was just so happy I saw boobs and I wasn't offended.
I was
You
so
deserve
happy
that
I
one.
saw boobs. Oh, boy. Yeah, all right.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break. Let's regroup. Gonna start putting people on my team. We're doing the Alan Cox Show High Voltage Indoor Karting Challenge next month. Okay, out in Medina. And you want to get on the Cox Rockets? I got a slot for you when we return. Want to text 35192, AlanCoxShow.com, where I understand you'll find some Christie's Instagram hotties there.
Wow.
Okay, good.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.